everybody doing?
Hello!
Hi!
Oh, it's double-handed, is it?
It's a big one. It's a big night, everybody. It is a huge night. So tonight, as you can all see, we have the wonderful Chris and Jayne Hunt from Ghost Hunt Down. Good evening, guys. How are you?
Hello!
It's the Aussie and Sharon of the Ghost World.
Wow, he might be Aussie, but I'm not sure I'm Sharon.
Sharon!
Wish I had her money.
I hope you're not starting as you mean to go on there, David.
What do you mean by
Do we
that?
have to share this?
Oh, yes.
Do we have to share this?
Yes, I would like to.
Absolutely. Get sharing. Everybody's
Sorry.
going to be
Sharing is caring, but you won't have it.
People are going to think that we're not actually going live, because...
Well, anybody crying, never mind. Halfway through.
Yeah, so everybody just joining us, good evening and welcome. It is a delight to see you all here. So what you guys haven't seen is off air, we've just been having the best laugh you could ever have. Chris and Jayne kindly pointed out that I didn't make my bed this morning.
Luckily, you can't see it now, but you did make it very quickly.
I moved it for a reason.
Yeah. we're a bit late because Gemma's just off the bog.
It's a nice bed. I mean,
Oh, let's not go there.
It's a beautiful bed. Thank you, Chris.
it is. It's a very nice bed.
And for anybody because Dave said that he did put a notice up on Entering the Unknown, and he said that he was told people that I was on the toilet.
Oh,
I'm not
Dave.
very impressed.
cheeky Dave.
Yeah, got some
Look,
laughs.
it's natural. Everybody needs the toilet.
I don't care if it's natural. I am not doing it and delaying a show because I was on the toilet.
I think this show's going down the pan.
At least it's not tipping a canoe.
Hey, it started early.
At least it's not tipping a canoe, Jane. That's all I can say.
No, don't start me on that.
So, guys, obviously, I've introduced you as Chris and Jayne Hunt from Ghost Down Paranormal. So, I've asked you to come on tonight because, when? Because I absolutely love your show.
Oh, she says that to everybody.
Wait a minute.
I really don't.
What's
No, wait a
your-
minute. It's my show.
I think you'll find you just fill in the blanks, to be fair, Chris.
I mean, you know,
Calls me his caddy.
I'm the brains behind it, like.
No, you're not. You're the front man. Everyone knows I'm the brains of the operation.
Absolutely.
He wears the trousers and I tell him which trousers to wear.
Girl power all the way is all I'm saying. So your show, guys, I stumbled upon it a good few months ago now, 2-3 months ago.
How did you stumble on it?
Well, actually,
questions.
it was Nick in the chat room. He shared
Yes.
it.
Oh, it's Nick.
Nick Canoe.
Yeah, Nick Canoe shared it. He didn't tip the canoe, just saying. So Nick shared it.
Yeah.
I thought, what's this? So I thought I'll just flick on and have a little look. And within the first 5 minutes, I was hooked.
Oh, you need to get out more, Gemma.
I've been saying that for ages, love. Honestly, even my wine bottle saying, "Why are you still in the house, love? Get out."
He's in the bed.
Yes. We're not even in lockdown anymore.
I am never going to hear the end of this, am I? I make my bed every day, really.
Apart from today.
One time that I don't make the bed, I've got you guys on that notice it straight away. Typical. So I was hooked on your show, right? Not just because of the banter that you two have, and not just between you two, but with the chat room as well, because your chat room is well, it's live and kicking, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? The banter that goes on in there is phenomenal.
Oh, look, Nick said I'll take all the credit, bless him.
Oh, absolutely, you do that, Nick. It was, though, in all fairness, Nick did share the link, so I had to check it out.
That's very
Thank
kind,
you,
isn't it?
Nick.
Yeah, definitely, and it really was one of the best things that I've ever done. Like, you guys just have me absolutely howling. So the banter between you two is hilarious, and especially when Jayne gets really frustrated and she just like looks at Chris and she's like, what's coming out her mouth is like, but darling, let's move on to location. So what's going on in her head is one more word out of your mouth, sunshine, and I'm going to slap you. You know what I mean?
That's called a seamless link. I'm actually like doing that to his knee. And I often do this. Shut it down. Shut it down.
She's doing it underneath the camera. Like
So that looks rude now.
She's going, move on. Move on.
Can we just rewind? What exactly is Jayne doing under the table right now? It's definitely paranormal. So as I say, you know, I love the fact that the banter's there, because the paranormal world as a whole can be quite frustrating from time to time when you're talking to people and they're not really on the same wavelength, and they're disputing each other's opinions, and there is, I'm going to be really unpopular, but there's so much backstabbing in the paranormal world.
There is.
Unreal.
Yeah.
And then go on, Chris.
You have to put your hand up.
Not just
You may go to the toilet, Chris.
Not just backstabbing. Do you not find, I don't know, do you not find that a lot of people try and copy other teams?
Well, see, I've had this recently, and this is like the biggest bugbear. So I said live on air that I wanted to do something like, Dave, have you got your phone in the background? I don't know why his title says the boss, honest to God.
That wasn't
guys. Jesus.
Sorry, Gemma.
So, was that you guys? I thought it was Dave. I'm telling you.
No, Dave. It was Dave.
What me? Take it down now.
What's he got under his desk?
Oh, I dread
Would you like to know?
I can't remember the question. What was the question?
That's what would you like to know, Jay?
Yes, I know that. I'm getting us back. I'm trying to help Gemma get us back on track.
Let's ask the boss. Dave, what was that last question?
I can't remember.
Bitching and backstabbing in the paranormal. So recently, I said live on air that I wanted to do something like a goggle box. Or as I like to call it, a Google box. I want to.
Oh my God!
He's in a pod.
I go, I can't watch. I gotta watch Google Box. You went, it's Goggle Box. I mean,
twinning. We're twinning, Chris. We are twinning. Not the same, but we're twinning.
We are definitely.
So I said I wanted to do that. And somebody else has obviously seen that episode, thought that's a good idea, and they've run with it. And I was like,
wow. I told you not to run with it.
I didn't, but I'm making notes. That's a brilliant idea.
You know, I thought it was an amazing idea. And then the other thing that I thought, which nobody's picked up on yet, which I'm probably sure they will do after tonight.
Don't say it, because they're going to copy.
No, because it's amazing and you guys will love it. You know, like wife swap.
Yes.
We're into that. No, we're not.
Wrong show, Chris. Wrong show.
Well, the longer this goes on, I might do, yeah. Yes, I know the program.
Similar to wife swap, but let's do paranormal swap.
Ah,
I like
yes. Yes. Imagine you and Chris doing a show.
And you and Dave.
I think Dave and I would be brilliant.
Yes.
Yeah, we would. Yeah.
Would you like to know?
Professionals. Me and Dave, professionals. You and Gemma.
We'll smash it, Gemma.
Yeah, we'll smash it. Yeah.
You'd be Google boxing.
Where the bad influences, Chris? Have you seen how tonight's going? So Jayne and Dave are like the goody two shoes, and we're the bad influences.
Oh.
This is where it's going tonight. So yeah, the
James getting all
paranormal.
hot under the collar.
I'm getting a hot flush.
It's called the change, lovey. Don't worry, all those women go through it. So the paranormal world is quite bitchy. So you know, and you guys don't have that within your group. It is such a friendly place to be.
Yeah. We don't tolerate drama. We don't want to encourage the negativity. And I know it sounds really cheesy, but we genuinely don't. We want to make it a fun, friendly, almost family environment. And luckily, that's what we seem to have achieved, isn't it? And
I think so.
if there's anybody that doesn't sign up to that, then we give them a warning. And if they carry on, then they're kicked. But it's very rare that needs to happen because everybody genuinely is really, really friendly in the group. And we've made some really good virtual friends.
Honestly, amazing. They're amazing people, aren't they? And I'd like to think that we're all together rather than competing against each other.
Yeah.
I really do, don't you?
In the ideal world, that'd be lovely. But unfortunately, in reality, that's not what we get.
It is
There
cutthroat.
Absolutely.
Don't get us wrong. We're not naive. We understand that, and we see all that, and we know that.
I don't know why you should.
I don't know.
I'm laughing at because I can see the comments on my screen. I can't see who's
Oh.
done it yet.
I'm
Of course, it's
Ramsey. I can see it.
Ramsey. Where's Brittany?
I'm surprised I've not been banned on your page yet because I've been banned on Facebook loads of times at the moment. I'm in jail now.
Oh well, it's not
Well, I'll
grown
tell
up,
you
Dave.
what. I'd like to be in that jail. It looks amazing.
Yeah, you look like you're really suffering.
He is. Look at him. He has to put up with me for an hour every week. Bless him. So,
Yeah.
so your group. It really. I know you said you wanted it to be like a family, but it really is like a family. And in the first episode that I watched, usually I will sit back and I'll watch and I'll do the like eye roll and the. Oh, God. But I literally watched your show, and within the first 5 minutes, I was literally sat on my phone like like a little teenager. And typing in your chat room, and straight away it was like I fitted in. And from an outsider that's coming along and watching something, that to me is the bit that keeps people coming back time and time again.
That's lovely.
Honestly,
It's true. I'm not just going to smoke up your asses. I am very.
Because I know you don't have to
what you
because you're a lovely person, and
I'll pay him later.
You're also very honest.
no. But what I will
Very
say,
honest.
and this is not right. You see a lot of people we have seen a lot of people in the last 12 months, 2 years, or whatever. We've been, me, front man,
I was going to say,
just saying.
when it suits.
I've been live streaming for
About 6 years.
about 6 years. You may know the platform Twitch. So I've been live streaming on Twitch for about 6 years, and
Before the paranormal.
you may want to ask this question. I don't know, but
Go on, ruin me questions, Chris.
Leave the witness.
So I've always been interested in the paranormal, but I've always been interested in gaming. So I used to live stream gaming on Twitch, and we built up a big community on Twitch, didn't we?
Yeah.
And just like the paranormal, there is so much nastiness, bitterness, competition, cutthroat,
copying.
It's unbelievable. And
It's worse than a child's playground, to be fair.
it is
Yes.
exactly what it is.
Yeah.
But what I will say is gaming compared to the paranormal, there's a massive age gap. So in the gaming, you've got like 18 to 30-year-olds. You do get 40-year-olds and 50-year-olds. I'm not saying now, I'm not being ageist, but the majority... but the gap is, I would say,
Being young people ourselves.
is like 18 to 30, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the majority of people, isn't it? 18
Yeah.
to 30.
Yeah.
And I went to gaming conventions. Everybody got great on me. But everybody was out for themselves. They really was. And you think you've made friends with people. You go, lovely person. When you meet them in real life in these gaming conventions, they're absolutely beautiful, lovely people. As soon as they're behind their keyboard again, doing the thing, honestly, cutthroat, isn't it?
Yeah.
They would just turn like that.
Thank you, Nick.
It really will.
It is absolutely, it's a nightmare. I absolutely hate it. I don't see what the point is in bitching and backstabbing about people when you could just go to them and be honest enough to say, well, actually, I think what you're putting out there.
It's not the
is
paranormal, though, Gemma.
I think
Isn't
what
it
you're
just-
putting out there is amazing.
But
Sorry,
Go on,
Gemma.
Jane.
Say
Sorry,
that
Gemma.
again. Jane talked over you. Sorry.
I just said, like, I don't see the point in people bitching and backstabbing. You know, if I think something is shit, I will be honest enough to say I think it's shit. If I think it's good, I will say, do you know what, it's fantastic or really good effort, doing a great job, carry on.
Exactly.
Do you know, I don't see the point in this childish behaviour and in this dog eat dog world. I've not got enough hours in the day for it.
But don't you? I'm sorry, but don't you think that's a lot of fakeness and trying to get views?
Absolutely.
Yeah, but what I was trying to say was it's not just the paranormal. That's just
Life.
today's society and culture and social media. So because we've
The
been
blame,
ones, we
the
understand.
blame culture.
Yeah,
Yes.
and a bit of
Absolutely.
jealousy.
What do you think,
Yeah.
Dave?
The thing that gets me is the bullying part, because there's a lot of bullies out there as well. That
Absolutely.
You got threatened, Dave, didn't you?
I've had it. I've been threatened. I've been
Right.
threatened to get beaten- I've been threatened to get beaten up.
Right. Well, when we was on the gaming community, we got threatened to be petrol bombed our house.
Amongst many other things, yeah.
And the other thing is, a lot of us work so hard by editing our episodes, into what can be viewable, and put them on Facebook, and then you get people just going on Facebook, not on Facebook, on YouTube, and putting thumbs down just because they want to.
Yeah.
You put all that hard work in it. It does get to some people sometimes. It gets to me sometimes as well, because you can put a good episode out, and overnight you get 4 or 5 thumbs down by one certain person or some people that just want to do it for the sake of doing it.
Yeah.
Why do you need to be jealous about what everyone's after the same thing? Why do you have to be jealous?
Is
You
it
know what I
jealous?
do?
Is it jealousy, or is it just pure spitefulness? Because
I think it's a bit of both, to be honest.
yeah,
Now, you see, I don't think it makes a difference whether it's jealousy or spitefulness or whatever it might be. The way I see it is, if you can back up what you're saying with actual facts, move along.
exactly.
Yeah, you don't expect everybody to like what you do, but it's the fact that people can just hide behind it. If somebody doesn't like something or has a different opinion, that's fine, but I can't stand not knowing what that opinion is. It's just cowardly to do that, I think.
Danny said, keyboard warriors are the worst, but it always makes you work hard
And show them. Yeah. Well, she said shove
I
them
agree
off.
with Danny. Well, you can shove them off if you want, Danny, but let's just show us that we can do this. But I mean, so going back to your show, like, one of the things that did it for me, because I think my first episode was what was it? It was the most haunted dub of the week.
Don't mention.
So that was hilarious because
Yes,
little did
because you
Chris
said
and
you'd
Jayne
met
know-
them, and we thought you were just saying that, and then you really have.
So little did Chris and Jayne know.
Have you had any solicitor letters yet?
So Chris and Jane had no idea that this random woman that's just appeared in the chat room used to actually work with Most Haunted. So when I'm like laughing at the video, the dub of the week, watching it, and I'm like, is this where I tell you I used to work with them?
We died, didn't we?
Yeah.
We died.
I did die a little bit. But the thing is, though, Gemma, no disrespect to you, but sometimes people say that stuff, but we don't know whether they really are telling us the truth or not. And we didn't know you from Adam. So I kind of like just took it with a pinch of salt. And then the more you carried on talking, I thought, oh, my God, this girl really did work with them. And so that was like, oh, this is awkward. But luckily,
I actually
found
really
the funny side.
Yeah. Well, do you know what? I mean, the thing is, it is exactly, and I've said this to you a million times, and anybody that knows me knows that, as we said earlier, I am as honest as they come. Now, as much as Most Haunted back in the day was phenomenal because it was fresh.
Yeah.
Now, it's fake and it's irritating. End of. There's no words to describe the frustration on watching that show anymore. So
We've seen it. We've seen it. We've seen it ourselves. And I would never. What's the word? I'd never want to put anything down. But you have to say what you see, and it's a bit like catchphrase. Say what you see.
Yes.
If
But
you see it, say it.
we watched an episode, didn't we? It was about a year ago, wasn't it? It was just on TV, and we watched it, and there was these books flying off.
Oh, yeah, it was the first time I watched it in ages.
Books was flying off.
That's
this
right.
bookcase.
Yeah.
Books are flying off. And then
Right behind of it.
I couldn't believe this. The response, they went, oh, a book flew off there. Let's move on.
Yeah. They never looked to debunk it, investigate it.
When we all know, if that had been any of us in a room, books flying off a shelf, please excuse the language, people, but each and every one of us would have gone, what the fuck?
Yeah, exactly.
It would either have been amazing evidence or really important to debunk.
But they didn't even investigate or anything. They just went, ooh, the books flew off the book.
This is what really, really irritates me about a lot of TV shows, which is why I cannot watch them anymore, because when I say it gets me frustrated, it gets me so frustrated. I find myself sitting on my own in my room and I'm shouting at the TV, and it's just like, this is no good for my mental health. So I literally do not watch them anymore. But then, as I say, so my first impression of you guys was dub of the week. So it was like, for anybody that's not seen it, what's the film's called? Scary Movie. The absolute scary movie. So I was watching that and it just absolutely killed me, and I was howling, and then you guys were bantering. There was banter in the chat room, but then it moves on and it goes serious for a bit. So we get on to, which you always do an absolute fabulous job with, the locations, Jane.
Ah, thank you.
Did you just say we? Or
No,
Jane?
I said Jane.
She changed it. Oh, that's kind, yeah.
So when it comes to your locations, because researching the locations isn't easy.
No.
So I think you must spend a lot of time actually going through not only the locations, but the areas as well.
Yeah.
She does work. You do, don't you? Yeah, you do.
Well, it varies. Sometimes I spend a lot of time on it. Sometimes I'm like, oh my God, we're live in 15 minutes. I need to find locations. But
don't put yourself there.
I'm being honest. But generally,
she does.
I try to make it locations where sometimes it's people are familiar, but largely it's areas and places where people might not think to look at or know about, to try and make it a bit more interesting.
Yeah, it's not just that. A lot of the locations we would like to go to ourselves, because obviously it's a lot of money, and I would like to think one day we could go to these amazing locations, but obviously
only you're taking us lot.
Well, I can't see me going to I can't see me going to Hong Kong or anywhere like that, but some of these, like, I don't know, like Sweden, Prague. I would love to go to these.
European ones,
Yeah,
maybe.
I'd love to go to these
And if we go to America, Nick Canoe has already said we can all use his Winnebago or whatever it's called these days.
Winnebago.
That's what I call it.
Winnebago.
Can we not use this?
Winnebago. Oh, God, the giggles. Although what happens is every time I do the locations, I don't always show Chris, and he goes, "Oh, we're going to go there." So now I think he's got it in his head that we're racking up about 26 worldwide locations, worldwide ghost hunt tours. Never going to happen in my lifetime.
It is. We're gonna get one of them camper vans.
Yeah,
A Winnebago, darling. Let's get a Winnebago. Let's go.
Winnebago. Isn't that a word that you don't hear very often? In fact, since about 1986.
A Winnebago.
What are they called? Like a motorhome.
Motorhome.
I don't know what they're called in England, let alone America.
Dave.
A camper van.
Dave, what's happening?
That's me.
Dave knows what a Winnebago is.
Dave knows all about the Winnebagos.
Okay? I think everybody should try and get the word Winnebago into at least one conversation a day.
So
If
when
you're
I'm at
feeling
work
down in
tomorrow,
the day,
Yeah.
if you really, you're not having a good day, just
Yeah.
go, Winnebago.
No, not Winnebago. What the hell is a Winnebago?
Winnie
Winnebago. That's as funny as Google Box.
Google Box. Everyone should have Google Box. In
Oh, you're
there.
gonna have a good Google.
So, oh God, look at me trying to be professional. What is the point? Man down, forget it.
Can you imagine doing an investigation with Gemma and Dave?
I think there'd be a lot of giggling.
I'm hilarious, to be fair. So. Dave, meh.
I'm almost falling over.
Dave, yeah.
Wow.
Gemma,
Thanks, Sam, for
hilarious.
that.
He gets me back, don't you worry. He really does get me back. He comes across like sweetness and light, but trust me.
I am. I'm a nice guy.
I've
You
seen
are
him
a nice
making
guy.
notes
Oh, he just watches.
What, under the table?
under the table.
There's a lot of things.
Yeah,
going
it's
on
what's under the table.
tonight. Yeah, he makes notes and then he makes me suffer later, so don't you worry, it's absolutely fine.
Anyway, you were saying how wonderful my bit was.
No.
Absolutely.
We've moved
Yes,
on.
it is.
We've moved on,
Look
Jay.
at Chris, let's skim over that. Let's go back to paranormal.
I got the
So after the locations, no, it's sometimes your paranormal videos are before, aren't they?
Oh, there's no there's no order.
Do you
What
not
kind of
have
order?
an
I used
order?
to write down an order, and Chris was meant to follow it. It went out the window, and then he picked me up on the fact that I hadn't written the order one week. And I was like, "What's the point of writing it?" Honestly,
No, because you gave me a blank piece of paper.
So I got
Jane, what's this tonight's rota? No,
Yeah,
exactly.
we like to just say we change it up. We're not predictable, but really, we're just not organised.
No, it's not about being organised. It's going with the flow, and that's exactly
Yes.
what happens on your show. It really does just flow. But then, like, we can go from having like a really serious conversation, like the locations. You know, Jane's reeling off all this information that she's got on said location, and then bless you, I don't know how you just managed to skim through it. But in the chat room, there's like, but how many windows? How many bathrooms? How many squares on the ceiling? Do you know, it's like. Jane sat there like, yes, and this location is marvelous. And we're all just sat there absolutely howling. And it's just, sometimes I question where you get the patience from, A, to put up with us lot in the chat room,
Yeah.
and B, to just carry on like the pro that you
I'm
are.
glad you didn't say me.
Don't worry, Chris, that's not going to happen.
I have got 20 years experience of putting up with childish behaviour.
Get out.
Can you not in the drama, please? It's a hot day.
Double gags. Oh, Jane made it funny. No, but Nick said, when will you guys ever find a
It went up. Haunted canoe.
haunted canoe to add to locations? Well, I've got one in my pocket.
Moving swiftly on.
I think we're going to have to move on from Tipper Canoe at some point. I can't like it.
Hi, Alabama.
So Jane, what is the secret to the professionalism? Because obviously I'm lacking somewhat today.
You're what?
Lacking professionalism,
Oh.
he claims.
Do I need a translator?
Yes.
You need to hire a chair.
Can you speak a bit like that so we can understand you?
A quick impression. I'm Gemma.
Have you really not seen me?
It's just winding down on its own.
It's not as bad as when she was getting her nails done. It was like, what? No chips?
Honest to God, what's going on here?
No,
Right, come on, be nice.
I am nice. It's
Have you
when
ever
we
seen
watch
it? Have you ever seen
Emma, she's
that?
like,
Dave's
Have you
talking.
have you ever seen the cartoon when you see that the nose coming over the wall and
Yes,
Yes,
that's what I meant.
please.
It's called what? No chips.
But you see,
Right,
on my
we used to
screen,
call it
I'm
Chad.
perfect, obviously.
I'm only messing. You looked fabulous from the neck upwards.
From the ankle down.
Wow. I've got a feeling that they might lose video connection with us in a minute.
You're
Behave.
not that lucky, Jane. You're not that lucky. So back to the original question. So, how do you manage to stay professional, Jane? What is it like? What is the trick?
Oh, it's very easy. We've got multiple screens. On the screen that I look at to read the locations, I don't read the chat. So I only see that afterwards. Although after many weeks, I've already predicted that someone's going to ask how many chimneys, how many bathrooms, how many whatever. So sometimes I look it up and I don't get any information. So I make it up and go 3 bathrooms. Or people are asking that. So, yeah, I just go along with the flow. It's only a bit of banter, isn't it? And actually, if I don't know, it's like with him with the film thing. He'll go, oh, when's that coming out? Knowing full well, I've got no idea when it's coming out because COVID has gone and delayed everything. So I just say, coming soon. So I'm just like the queen of improv.
So speaking of the film things, like obviously on your show, you do the upcoming titles that are a must watch. Now, that can be anything from sci-fi to God knows what,
Anything.
cartoons. You know, you never quite know what you're going to get.
Scooby-Doo's paranormal, Gemma.
Dooby-dooby-doo. Yeah, so you never quite know what you're going to get. But again, like I know watching them, quite a few of them, I've actually gone, that looks really interesting.
We've watched them, haven't we? Yeah.
Well, not all of them.
Wow.
What was
Watch the
that?
trailer.
Was it Shudder?
Yes.
Yes, that is brilliant.
I've still not got that. I've struggled to get hold of that.
Really?
Mm. So
Why?
Shudder
Whoa. Why?
I don't know. I can't get it on my TV box.
Oh.
No, we've we watch it on the TV as well.
You have to go through Amazon, I think.
No, you don't have to. You don't have to, but you should.
I've not got a smart TV. Mine's a bit thick.
You got a laptop?
I'm on the laptop now, yeah.
Yeah.
it's a bit slow.
It's just like its owner, bless it. Don't tell anyone.
Well, Shudder is on a 7-day free trial at the moment, Gemma. I don't work for them. I should do because I promoted them more than the marketeers in Shudder's department.
You can get it on your laptop.
You can watch it from all your favorite streaming devices. So you can get it on your laptop. You don't have to watch it on your TV.
And you could, if with a bit of know-how, put your laptop through your TV.
Yes.
Yeah, I ain't got a clue how to do that. That's all a bit technical for me, Chris.
So,
Cable.
Yeah, my TV's on the wall. What do you want me to do? Turn into Spider-Man and scramble up the back of it?
A good idea.
Just watch it on your laptop.
Watching.
To be honest, they're good. They're not that good that it's worth doing any yoga behind your TV. Watch it on your laptop.
Gemma, when we're in the neighbourhood, hey,
What's that?
Spider-Man.
Why?
You're
That was lost on me. Don't worry, I won't let her approach you. She's got a restriction out against her. So it's all right. We can't approach her. That was scary. That was really scary. We're in the neighbourhood. We're going to come and stand behind Gemma's
you don't know about
TV.
Spider-Man.
No, not to that level. Oh God, she's looking
I've
for a
just checked behind my hedge and you're not there.
Funny you should say that. We're in your loft.
Somebody has to be. As long as you don't let the
Get
spiders
down.
down, I don't care.
Next question.
Oh God, honestly, I can't even do this. I swear, I don't even know why I tried.
Do you regret having us on there?
Absolutely not. I have not laughed this much in a long time. I tell you, I needed you guys just to keep me entertained. So let's be professional just for 30 seconds, Chris. Do you think you can manage?
I'll try my best.
So at what point did you really get into the paranormal, and what was it that made you interested?
2001.
Is that it?
I wasn't asking for your favourite wine. I was asking about the paranormal, Chris.
No, serious. We're being serious now, aren't we?
Yeah.
Finally aged wine. Go on then, Chris. You've got 30 seconds.
So, no, wait.
29. 28.
30 seconds not long enough, is it?
I don't know. What were you going to say?
So, paranormal, seriously, I'll be truthful, right? It's always nice to have that ambience, isn't it?
I thought you froze then.
You know what I was expecting then? I no word of a lie. I was literally just sat here. When you started pausing, I thought, here we go. Brittany's
That's
going
his
to pop up in a
resting
minute.
place. That's his contemplating resting place.
I was expecting Brittany just to pop up with a little no word of a lie. That's exactly where I thought this was going.
Do you know you built this up? It's going to be real.
No. I'm being genuine.
You finally aged 2001 bottle of wine.
I'm being genuine now, right? I swear to God. And I know not a lot of people like them. Well, does anyone like them? We like them, don't we?
Well, we don't know because we don't know who you're on about yet.
I do.
Zach literally got me into. I know. Look at the face job.
No, but not for the reasons you think.
No,
not for the reasons you
not for
think.
the reason you think. Because I think being on that adventure, they've completely changed.
Absolutely.
That was not like that from the beginning.
When they used to put the little X's down with the tape.
They was not like that from the beginning. That's what got me hooked. And I said to you, we're going like, what? I don't know, 20 years, 18 years?
At the beginning, we're talking about.
Me and
whatever it
Jane have
was,
been together
20
for 20 years. When we moved in this house,
20 series ago.
Yeah.
20 series ago.
so I was watching that right at the beginning, series 1 or whatever. And I said, that is when I was like, I am absolutely blown away from this.
The concept.
I may go deep now, but I said, this is amazing. And we was working both ways, and I said, this would be my dream job. Nothing to do with money. It's about happiness. I find a lot of things in life, you got to be doing something that you're happy with, not rather than money motivated, because a lot of people can be money motivated, and they're sad, they're miserable. And I think you've got to be happy what you do in life. And I said, oh my God, I am completely hooked on this. I want to find out more. And I know it's a cliche, you know, and I'll be honest, hands up, I didn't believe it. I did not believe it 100%. And I said to Jayne, I've got to. It's like it grabbed me and said, find out for yourself. Go out there. And I wanted to find out for myself. But as we all know, paranormal equipment's very expensive. Yes, you can have what was my first equipment? A dictaphone, a voice recorder. I call them dictaphones. I bought the Sony dictaphone, and I was going about with that, wasn't I?
Yeah.
For a couple of years, actually.
Yeah.
And I was doing that. And I thought, let's try and put all our efforts and money into it, didn't I?
Yeah.
I said, because I really want to do it.
More recently, yeah.
Yeah, well.
In the last, we started putting more money in, investing in it a year ago.
No.
In terms of the group and everything.
No, yeah, we're on about the internet now, starting on the group, but we've been putting 3 years of buying the equipment.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to just do it on the internet and make our name and, you know, get it all to social media without putting a bit of experience in it and buying the other equipment. So we done that, didn't we? And I said, right, I feel like we're ready to set up the social media side.
Yeah.
And I absolutely, you know, some of that, right from day one, I was not a believer. I was like, nah, I need to find out this for myself. Wow, what a complete U-turn. I am 100% sold. And this is why I think, and I know it's more than 30 seconds, I am completely sold. Completely, like, when you think that you're not a believer to 100%, it's not even just 100% belief. It opens up so many other channels, and you're thinking, this is why you can see a lot of fakeness. Because what you've experienced and what you see, you can see the fakeness in the paranormal community, and I'm like,
especially in the TV shows,
you're just being so fake. And we've done a lot of investigations, and yes or no, have we experienced negativity? Maybe I've felt
not very often.
Maybe I've felt compressed, depressed, like sorry, sad, but I've never experienced like demons or attacking or violent. I mean, it's just something we've never experienced, but we have felt sadness and
like a dark energy and things like that.
So would you say you tend to notice more like the empathic side of things?
Yes.
Chris is more sensitive. He
I
notices it and feels it.
I feel really like we went to Cannock Chase and God bless their souls, some girls died there, and the last time I went, it just come on me, didn't it? And I just went, I said, I feel like I want to cry. I said, I just feel like I want to cry. And he was like, what? And then within 10 minutes, this was great. Within 10 minutes, it went. And then we was getting really amazing responses on the REM pod. But I said to you, it felt like, this is how I mean, look, it's just what I felt. I felt like a child came through and wanted to play with the REM pod, but it felt like a happy mood. So we went from sad, completely sad, didn't I?
Yeah.
To then uplifting, as if a child wanted to play with a REM pod, and the REM pod was going off crazy. And I felt I felt like I came away from there, even though I felt like we couldn't help, but I felt like I came away feeling more happy.
Yeah.
But the paranormal isn't necessarily about helping people anyway.
Yeah.
It's about knowledge and sharing and personal experiences, because I know that I've had a lot of sorry, I'm just reading the chats popping up, I'm so sorry. I know I've had a lot of personal experiences, but I wouldn't personally put them out there as proof, because they're not proof to anybody but me.
Exactly. It's your own experience.
We never ever, in our videos that we make for our YouTube, we never ever try to 100% claim anything or say it's proof. We always say, this is what we think, what do you think? It could be this. We try to debunk things. We're not like trying to be all over like a dirty rash claiming everything's paranormal. In fact,
it's something else that I love, because I have watched your YouTube videos.
Have you really?
Yeah, of course I have.
Aww.
You guys have me in stitches. Do you honestly think that I wouldn't spend my spare time watching your YouTube?
But that's been my experience.
Yeah.
She watches yours more than what she watches her hours.
Well, this is true. I do, yeah. And I'm not even in most of hours. So I can't even say that I've not watched it because I don't want to see myself.
So you must have seen some of the legit things we've caught on our YouTube.
Well, I've just said we're not calling it legit. Now you are.
Well, all right, not legit, but it's
potentially.
Right.
Yeah, your we'll call them experiences. So yes, I have. But that's something else that I do actually really enjoy, because when I'm watching it, you are not saying, oh my God, guys, I'm going to red circle this ghost on camera. Never once do you say that. You don't get your red circle out. You don't say in your comments, we caught this EVP or we caught that EVP, or you don't say any of that. You literally just, it's like you put it together in a factual way. So it's like, we're coming along with you. We're on the investigation and this is all happening. And it's just like everybody is there with you, as opposed to being told that you found this, like, oh my God, amazing evidence.
Yeah. We're not clickbaiting.
But what I will say is, and I'll put my hand on up that, I think as much as probably, I don't know, a lot of people do, I'm just going to say, a light anomaly, an orb, whatever you think it is, I always think making it a polished video, putting a sound effect on it, just makes it more of a polished video. It doesn't mean
it's evidence.
Yeah.
You won't be able to take any of that to a scientist.
I just think it's better than it, rather than being silent.
I think it's different people's tastes.
Yeah, I just, rather than it just being silent, that putting sometimes sound effects can make it more of a polished video. That's all I'm trying.
You've said that as well, though, haven't you, Dave? Because Dave does all the editing for Entering the Unknown. So Dave, bless him, credit where it's due. He is quite a busy man. And when he's doing all the editing, he'll pop in the chat and he'll be like, guys, so this is the original, and then I've added this, like, what does everybody think? And, like you say, it's just, it enhances the mood.
Yes.
And you've got sound effects with it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's all it's there for. It's not changing the object or the moment that you was experiencing.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You're just enhancing that moment so that when the viewer is sat watching it, it gets you on tenterhooks, which is what, realistically, that is what ghost hunting is. I like to say, it's very much like fishing. You can sit there for hours and get nothing.
Yeah.
And then other times you can have one thing after the other, after the other, after the other.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But what is a massive... I can hear screaming outside.
Screaming. I don't think it's paranormal. I think it's just the abnormal neighbourhood.
I can't.
Is that a woman you got tied up in the background?
I nearly said something then. I was so close to saying something then.
What were you saying, Chris? You were talking
No,
about
I've got
the
it.
sound of
I've got it. I forgot it written down it. I'm saying that. No, it's gone. It's gone. It's gone.
Amazing. That's my favourite part of this chat.
Is it? It's gone.
We're talking about the fact that we put sound effects on to enhance the experience for the people watching.
That's what it is. I've got it back. I've got it back. Look into my eyes, not around my eyes, in the eyes. So, oh my God, it's gone again.
Come on.
Oh, I hate people. I hate people who put it in their title. That's clickbait.
Oh, yeah.
That, oh my God, that winds me up.
Yeah.
Because you just.
Because I think hate's a bit strong.
Oh, you look at the title and you think, well, they're doing that just because.
I don't hate them. I just think it's a bit desperate.
Well, I really hope that everybody can read my mind, because I look through and I go, say no more. Do you know what I mean? Like, it irritates me, and it's not for jealousy or anything like that, because that's not the case. I think that we're all in this for our own reasons. You know, we've all got passion for the paranormal, which is why everybody is in this. But I do think some people are in it. Chris, have you just read my message in the chat? So, you know, we've all got a passion and we're all interested in the paranormal for our own specific reasons. And I think a lot of people are in it for the wrong reasons, and a lot of people are in it for fame. And that's not what the paranormal is about. The paranormal is about money, sharing.
And money. There's a lot of teams that are in it for money.
Well, they want subscribers and likes, don't they? Which is fine. I think each to their own. If they want to do that, that's fine. But then
is that for you, Dave?
The ambulance is coming, Dave.
Behind the bush, officer.
Got screaming ambulances. This could make a brilliant paranormal show. We should be investigating this.
Hello? Is there anybody there? Sorry,
but I think it's each to their own. If they want to do that. But the viewers need to understand and not be naive to what the people are doing.
That's the real issue, because the people that are watching that aren't seeing the real side of the paranormal. They're seeing clickbait, which is it's not improving the paranormal field or the paranormal world in any single way, shape, or form.
Yeah. Agree.
And it's that bit that irritates me, because, I mean, don't get me wrong, like, we all like to have a laugh, like all four of us here and everybody in the chat room tonight, actually. We all like to have a laugh. And we all giggle and we all do take the mick, and we do. But at the other side of that coin, you know, we all take it seriously as well. When we're out investigating, we're not. This isn't what you get on an investigation. What you get on an investigation is that serious side.
Yeah, agreed.
But what I will say, beautiful Gemma. What I will say,
I don't know where he's looking. Bless him.
What I will say,
Gemma, that's Dave, by the way, just so as you know, Chris.
What I will say is that when we do an investigation, obviously not right. We have done a few lives, haven't we, on investigations, but a lot of it we like to do recordings. And it's not about that, you can pick the best bits or whatever. It's just, if we go on an investigation, because we've hired places out where it's like 8 hours, you got to condense that down into like 45 minutes or an hour. And, not just that, but looking through, like, let's say I've left the static cam on for 8 hours. I've got to sit there for 8 hours watching. I'm like that.
Your eyes get stuck to the screen.
Yeah. I was
And
just
we
thinking
have
it's
to
not,
take in turns to go to the loo and promise we'll keep watching it.
but it's not just, it's 8 hours of footage, which in reality can take up to 16 hours to go through because you need a toilet break, your eyes get tired, you think, have I missed something? So you have to go back. So
Exactly.
the reality is it's doubled.
Exactly.
it
It does take hours.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah,
It's
but I
really-
actually quite like doing the.
I find
review.
I'm not gonna lie. I find it tiring because I'm like,
It is tiring, and sometimes it's boring.
and I go, did I hear something?
If you see something, it's great.
I farted.
Yeah, we do have to edit out a lot of outtakes that can't be seen. But you're right, and we do take the investigation by
Swearing.
We do, but
We
what
do.
I will say, Gemma, is when we've been, let's say we've been on location for 8 hours, we do take it very seriously when we're calling out, doing the investigations, when we got, you know. But what we've found, especially definitely over the last year or so, isn't it? Having a bit of banter and a bit of laugh
In the breaks and stuff, yeah.
I felt that you seem to open your mind up because you're letting,
You're more relaxed.
yeah, you're more relaxed.
Energy, isn't it?
Yes, you're not going there. You're not angry. You're not, answer me. You're not like that. We're having a laugh.
Yeah.
If they want to communicate, they communicate.
I actually think we have to be ourselves, whether you're like us, which most people aren't, admittedly, or if you take it life seriously, it doesn't matter. But if you're yourselves, then I believe that ghosts or spirits are going to be more naturally drawn to you for being yourself than trying to be someone you're not.
Exactly.
Right? So we're not trying to make out with the most serious investigators in the world, but equally it's not laughaminute.com. So we try to get the balance right. But for us it's quite a tense thing sometimes. It can take your energy, as you know. So we need that bit of banter in the breaks. And that's
the way I look at it, if you're going to a nice location or you're going to somewhere that's got a lot of history,
yeah,
why would you go there and antagonize them? You'd go there and try and make it a nice place, a happy place,
yeah,
and then you might get better results being in a happy place, in a happy environment.
yeah. We're respectful. We don't
Yeah.
go and provoke.
So
That's
do
our-
you think that can have an impact on what sort of activity you do get when you run an investigation? So if you're antagonizing and you're rude, do you think that that's when people or spirits or whatever you want to call them can come across as demonic, shall we say, with want of a better word?
Demonic then.
I think it can actually push them away, in our opinion.
I think in life is the same as in death. And if somebody pisses me off in life, I probably react to them the same as I would in death, I think. So I think there is definitely a possibility that if
Or
you're
you could
provoked,
you could
be.
push them away.
Yeah, or
They'll go, I'm not
think-
going to talk to
yeah.
you, you're being rude.
exactly. So I don't think it's one size fits all, but I do think we personally have a view that we should be respectful.
Absolutely.
The thing is, though, you can't always be respectful because if you come up against a negative spirit, you've got to treat that. You can't be all nice and nice to a negative spirit.
But this
because-
negative doesn't necessarily equate to demonic. Do you know what I mean?
No, we're not saying things like
No.
that.
Spectrum, isn't there?
We went to the True Crime Museum. Now we weren't stupid. We knew a lot about that place before we went. We researched it, didn't we? And this is another thing that we do. We like to research places before we go. Now I know a lot of it's just our preference. I'm not having to go at anybody else. It's just our preference. We would like to research, have a bit of knowledge before we go there. Because if we do, go on.
I know exactly where you're going with that. The people that are like, we don't research anything before we go, blah, 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 irritates me because if you are not doing your research before you go somewhere, A, why are you going? B, how do you know what to look for? C, how do you know what areas to spend the majority of your time in?
Exactly.
And there's pros and cons to both, though, right?
No.
Because some people could say that if you hear a voice and you know the knowledge, you would automatically think you hear that name or that voice. So I get that there is some skepticism, but equally, if you haven't done the research and you hear a voice, then you haven't got in the moment the ability to validate anything. So I think there is pros and cons to both.
If you had a name, I'm just saying, if you had a name come through, whether the spirit box or the Ovulus or anything, and it says Sharon.
All right, Ozzy.
But if you researched and you knew it was Sharon Davis, she's still alive. I'm just saying.
Showing your age.
But I'm just saying, you could sort of put that together.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Do you know what I mean?
For us, we like that validation in the moment, but I get that some people might think that's leading. But in my view, we prefer to do the history and know what's the possibilities. And then we can go, oh, yeah, we researched that.
Yeah, you see, I like the whole research, and I'll go as far back as I possibly can. If you've got the alpha case, then even better, because most stories will stem from an alpha case somewhere, whether that be in the 1800s or last week. You know, you are going to have that alpha case. So if you can go back to that alpha case, you can then look at the alleged haunting, and you can see if there's a pattern.
Exactly.
You know? And then that way
it's
you
something
can
to work on, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I just think you can plan your investigation so much better if you've got detailed history and a detailed account of the alleged hauntings. Now, whether that be from other teams that have visited the location or people that live there, whatever, you know, it's irrelevant as to where the documentation comes from. If you've got that documentation, you can plan your investigation better. It doesn't mean to say that if you hear a sound, you're going to automatically jump to conclusion that it's Aunt Edith 3 times removed, you know, because that's not what you're actually going for. You are actually going to see if the alleged things that have been reported are actually happening.
Yeah,
exactly, Gemma. And what we do as well is that if we went to a location, because obviously if we're doing a recording, not the live, because we have done lives, haven't we? We've been on
we
site.
do lives all the time.
Yeah, but sometimes we've done a recording, especially if you can't get a signal, because you can't get a signal everywhere. But if we've done a recording and we've researched it before we've done the investigation, there may be a case where, you know, we're doing that investigation and something comes through, a name or whatever, and then when we get back, we go, do you know what? We're going to have a look at that to see if
you still need to look things up afterwards, don't we?
Could be after the investigation.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
I love all the history bit.
Yeah, you see, it's just so hard. I mean, Emma's, bless her, in the chat room, I know she's just said that she's starting to write down every investigation that she goes on now. Now, I highly, highly recommend doing that. I do it on every single investigation that I go on. You'll quite often find me with a notebook and a pen, because it just helps me remember. Yes, Chris, you are allowed to do it.
What's the book?
No. As you know.
It's one of these.
As you know, now seriously, you. I'll smash your faces if you copy me.
I thought you was going to go into there. I need you.
Yes.
So I said to Jane, which we've already took, we've got a bit of a collection. For, as you know, we're moving house. So what I want to do is virtually, well, we have, haven't we? Virtually every location we've took a photo. And in our next house, what I'm going to do is put every single photo on the wall.
Well, not every photo.
Well,
one of every location.
Framed. We're going to have the photo framed.
I was thinking, is that going to be your new wallpaper, Jane?
I was just thinking that as well. Is that something?
We're going to have all the locations all over the wall that we've been to I think it's some, you put the name in it.
Only in our office, not in our lounge.
Do you
Yeah,
know what you could do? You could get a big map of the UK, and you can get like little pins and put your pictures on the map.
I'm so glad I thought of that.
Honestly, but I think because I've got a map, and us, the girls group, when we go somewhere, if we take a special memory back, we pinpoint
That's the pubs.
Dave,
What he said.
special memory bank.
I don't think we want those kind of memories in our office, Gemma.
That bear might come from that. That might come from that one.
What's she got? A pair of pants?
Toilet roll holder. No, back in the day, an old ashtray.
They're making me joke.
Oh, God, honestly, I don't know why I'm allowed loose on Facebook Live. I tell you. So I mean, to me, we do that all the time, as I say. So the girls, we'll pinpoint it. We'll get a silly picture that we've all done in one of those
Exactly.
when we're like
Memories.
exactly. But it just helps us to remember where we've been, what happened.
That's because you can't remember next morning.
Basically, she's got pins in the kebab shop.
Why did I never
Wow.
think of
Get out, Jane. Honestly, have a word with yourself.
when did I never think of that? What is wrong with me?
I need a toilet. I'm going to live with Jane for one moment.
Thanks.
Takeaway menus. That's what's on my menu board. I tell you, takeaway menus.
That's actually quite useful.
But no, honestly, I do it all the time. I just think it helps you to remember the memories that you make. And although, as we've said, we are talking personal experience. David, pack it in. I'm trying so hard right now. So, you're taking away your personal experiences, but you don't always remember the events as they happen. They can get scrambled in your brain, and you remember them how you want to remember them. Whereas if you've got a picture, it does just trigger those memory banks and brings it back to the forefront.
Yeah, I've heard you talk about this, and I agree with you. And this is your psychology, isn't it? Your psychology
I think I need to give it up, don't you?
No, I love it, but I agree with you that we will never remember it exactly as it was. It will only be either how we want it to be, whether that's positive, negative, or otherwise. So I agree with you, and I think the photograph thing is in the moment. I saw on another group, they talked about whether photographs were really good, and they weren't saying they weren't, but they were opening a discussion as to whether photographs were a good point of evidence, because it's just literally a snapshot in time. But I personally really like the photographs for many reasons. I like that you might capture something. I like the memory element of it, the nostalgia, etc. I'm not sure I've agreed with Chris that we're going to have all the photographs as wallpaper, but I'm going along with it now till we get there. Maybe a few.
Paul,
It's interesting. It's interesting.
A wall. What he's actually getting is an album.
Yes, exactly.
Sorry,
I'm letting
Dave,
him
what were you
think.
gonna say?
I'm letting him think he's got his own way on that.
Absolutely.
It's interesting to take pictures because I've actually put some of the pictures that I don't take, but our cameraman takes, Sean, and he's captured some really good stuff on camera, and I've put some of them on the actual videos we do.
Yeah, exactly.
So it leaves people to make their own interpretation of what it is that he's captured. I don't say what it is or what we think it is. We just let them make their own mind up.
And what I would really like is one of those old Polaroids so that you can do it in the moment, when you can see literally the sequence. I know you can see a sequence on a modern phone, but I really love those old Polaroids. So I'm thinking that we might get one of those.
I don't think you can beat an old Polaroid, but they're not like the price of them now is extortionate. That's the only thing that puts me off, because I just think, back in the day, they weren't that expensive. So because they're now classed as retro, you have to add a couple of extra zeros on the end. I'm not sure who's just asked where Chris has gone, but he's gone for a wee, everyone.
He's back now.
Did
it was
you
just
wash your hands?
He went the bug like
COVID and all that, but I brought you a souvenir.
Oh dear, good God, what have you got?
for Gemma's wall.
Yeah.
Send me that in the post, Chris. Send me it in the post.
Put that on the memory wall.
Hang on. I'm going to take a photo.
It's not from a pub.
Don't matter. I've got one now. That could go in my memory bank. You see.
Exactly.
You don't even have to be together. Look, you can do it.
Are we allowed to ask you questions?
Only if you really want to know the answer.
Yeah, be careful.
What are you looking at?
Dave's wallpaper.
My wallpaper.
Yeah.
You can't see me. You can't see me
No,
wallpaper.
he's put the effects over it. You haven't
No,
got the unknown
that is
on
a
his
board.
wall, have you?
That is a board.
It's the banner.
Yes, yeah, it's our banner we use when we go out.
I thought it was a brown
Public events.
wall.
No, so you
No.
go to
Oh, that's
Dave's
special.
house and you get a nice banner. You come to my house and you get my unmade bed.
Dave's like Sky Sports.
That
They
is
have those
brilliant,
banners
that
behind
is.
there.
That must have cost a fortune.
Yeah, arm and a leg.
Oh, he's got
That's
connection.
why I hop when I go to investigations.
That's
That is
why he's so little
amazing.
now. It's because he's sold half his limbs, bless him.
That is amazing. That is. It really is.
Oh,
It'd be better if that was in front of Dave.
oh wow.
I'm joking, Dave.
Cut him off.
I'm joking.
That's all we've got time for, right?
No, I didn't mean it like that. I meant it's a nice poster. That's what I meant.
You're so rude.
That's what I meant. Yeah,
Where'd that get?
it's a nice poster.
I'm so sorry, Dave.
I put my foot in it again.
Dave's sleeping. You've got a voodoo doll of you under that desk.
No, I've got
Oh
loads of my own
God.
now.
My stomach is killing. I've never laughed so much.
Oh dear.
So, how long has your team been going for?
Our team, not long. A couple of years. Well, it's about 3 years now.
That's quite long, isn't it?
Not
Yeah,
long
we've
enough.
done very well in that short time.
I mean, just when it comes to like teams and stuff, I think you have to take into account that the time that you've been. I can hear myself again. Sorry.
It's okay.
When you've been investigating like personally as well, because like I know that I've been in the paranormal field for about 20 years now.
Since you were one.
I wish I was like.
Oh, listen to you.
Good on it.
Listen to you.
Smooth.
I'll pay you
I've learned
later
from
for
the
that one. Pay you later for that, babe. I love you, Lay. Works on me. So you know, I mean, well, back in my day, you know, when I was a kid, like one of my first paranormal experiences started with a group of kids thinking we was clever. We'd seen a horror movie and we thought it'd be a really good idea to make a Ouija board out of a cornflakes box.
Oh wow.
You know, because let's face it, realistically, that's how majority start. You see something on TV or whatever platform, and you're like, I'm going to try that.
Yeah.
And then you go off, and you haven't got a clue what you're doing.
Angela's saying you're echoing.
I can hear myself as well. I don't.
Not echoing for us.
Not for us, but I think for the chat.
So sorry, everybody. It's bad enough you have to hear me once.
Oh,
15 years here, Nick. 3 years.
See,
That's
everybody's
about
amount of time varies in how long we've been into the paranormal, and I think that when you come together as a group, that knowledge can increase tenfold.
Definitely.
And it's the difference of opinions as well. I love the fact that I can speaking to you guys, you know, we're not always going to agree on the same thing.
No.
But we discuss it. We hear each other's feedback or echoing. Yeah, I'm so sorry, guys. I'm not sure what's happening.
It's gone now.
Is it us?
are we echoing as well, or is it just Gemma?
No,
Try that.
it's just Gemma.
Dave says it's just Gem.
Gem's got to fall together now.
Is Dave echoing?
No.
No, it's just me. I'm just going to be quiet. Over to you, Dave.
Oh.
I'm going to ask you a serious question. Whereabouts in the UK would you like to investigate?
As in area?
That's in the building, location.
Well, I'm desperate to do the tunnels.
Drakelow
tunnels.
We're doing that next year.
Are you really?
Yeah, come along with us if you want.
100%. Definitely.
We did look into it
walk
before.
on the
We didn't
wild
want to go
side.
on any kind of tour. We wanted to do a proper investigation.
See, this is another thing. I know. I don't know what's happened, but the paranormal to rent places, it's so extortionate. And we was looking at a castle in Wales, and I wanted near enough £1,000.
Plus extra for filming.
And to find nice teams, beautiful people that basically comes down to trust, doesn't it? It does come down to trust.
Absolutely.
That one, they want to put in the money, and two, that they're not going to mess about and make loads of noise and loads of chatting and talking and spoiling the night you're going to have, where you're just bleeding, you're just bleeding noise all over your investigation because you're there for evidence.
See, the cost of locations is a massive off-put. I mean, just going back to touching on that one, I know 2-3 years ago, I paid nearly 1,600
Wow.
for Hellfire Caves.
Oh, wow.
It wasn't just investigating. I wanted to sleep over.
Yeah.
I wanted to sleep in the inner temple because, that's meant to be the worst bit. So, I will offer myself up and go sleep in there by myself, because that's
still a
what
hell of
we're
a
there
lot of
for.
money, though, isn't it? Compared to a nice little average hotel.
I mean, absolutely. All I had was my sleeping bag and it was horrific. My back's never been the same again.
Oh.
Well, I do like to, saying that, we like to as a team as well, don't we, Dave? Like stay over in locations because
Yeah,
if we can, yeah.
I've slept in Drakelow tunnels. That was interesting. That was really, really interesting. The noises that you hear in that place when everybody's asleep is phenomenal.
Wow, I love that.
And is that the paranormal or the other sleepers?
Well, you do get the odd unexpected noises from the other guests. But no, definitely paranormal. Like Drakelow is probably one of my most visited places.
Really?
Oh, yeah, I'm drawn to it. I don't know what it is.
We're going with you.
Definitely come with us. That one place for me, you always find that one location that just keeps pulling you back.
Yeah.
Now, for me, that is massively Drakelow tunnels because I don't quite know what it is. I don't know what's.
Well, do you have this thing, Gemma? Where sometimes I go somewhere, and in my head I think I need to go back there, and what's saying in my head is like I have unfinished business.
Yeah.
It's like it's drawing me because something's not finished. I need to go back there and. It's like unfinished, you know what I mean? It's like.
Do you know what I read? And I don't know if you've seen this, but it said, and I don't know if this is true, but it said that until now it was very difficult to go live in Drakelow tunnels, but they are hopefully, I don't know if it's just happened, but anytime now they've got an investigation group that's going to be able to do that. I think the technology or I don't know how they've done it, but something has happened that's allowing them to go live.
That is just going to ruin it. I know that's putting a dampener on things, but for me, one of the biggest things about Drakelow is you are underground. You've got no signal. So anything coming through on your spirit boxes or your ovulus, I mean, your ovulus, it could be in your dictionary, to be fair, but especially on like your spirit box, it's not radio signals because you've got a radio signal down there. So now all of a sudden they're going to input some form of Wi-Fi in there, and all that's going to do is impact on the experience.
That's true.
So for me, don't get me wrong, you know, people go record it all day long and then put it into a video. But
no, I love that. That's what I love about you.
That's true.
You'd have to tell them to turn it off. I would anyway.
We're
just being in the building, just that Wi-Fi box being in the building can affect the equipment that most paranormal teams
that's a good point.
Using.
The only reason I said it was that even though I love doing the pre-recorded and I like the element of surprise and sharing that with people, I do really like being live and people seeing it, because then they can't be as skeptical as when they're watching
because
a
it's
pre-record.
live in the moment.
So there's pros and cons. I love the pre-record. I love us doing the history, putting it together. But
like
at least they can't say, they enhanced it.
If something happens, you can go, we'll go and have a look at the live recording.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But I get your point. That is less chance of contamination or, you know, other reasons why something might be coming through the radio. I get that.
Gemma, Dave and Gemma, we honestly, if we had the chance to go with yous to the tunnels, that would be absolutely amazing. We'll pay up the money or whatever the cost is. You know, we're very fair people and
we're booked in for next April.
I've got a request though. Can I
booked in for April?
I don't want to stand behind Gemma because I heard about what Gemma.
If we're invited, let us know the cost, and we'll put on a share.
You're invited, more than welcome. Come along.
Was once, Jane, and it was a unicorn fart. It was special.
I don't think I would get any air if that happened.
Oh my god! I wish I had some graphics now with a unicorn going across.
I did that. I did that. The village Mansfield.
A rainbow.
I did that in the village Mansfield. We're all sat around, we're all doing it. Everyone was quiet, and the next minute, what? Everyone who was that?
Honestly, it is true though. That is a real life paranormal investigation. I mean, from my experience, I was stuck down. I don't know. I can't even remember where it was. It might have been Fort Widley. So we was in like tunnels that just go on forever, and I'd been holding it in for hours, and everybody kept saying, "Oh, come on, Gemma, let's go do this and let's go do that," and I'm like, okay. Going dead high pitched. I'm like, I just want a moment in the bathroom. You know, it happens.
It does.
People like I've been
not to me.
I've been with guests and they've had what they have described, not me, so what they have described as a nervous fart. I didn't even know that was an actual thing.
You did it in the shop.
Once in 20 years, we talked about this. Once. I wasn't nervous. I just thought nobody was around.
Only the shopkeeper.
Oh, well, I never have to see
it. It was like a meerkat.
I don't think this is something we need to be documented forever.
So everybody in the chat room, just before we log off for the night, you know, where is the most inappropriate place you have all farted? Let's open it up.
Paranormal investigation.
Yeah. Paranormal puffs. Oh no.
Swimming pool.
Gross. Chris can't shortlist it. There's so many options. I can tell you that now.
Exactly.
You didn't hear that, Pet? You hear that, did you guys?
Don't, you can't repeat
what Gemma said.
No, I didn't hear her.
What did Gemma say?
Oh dear.
She's gone red. So it must have been bad.
You have to watch it back.
What did you say, Gemma? Naughty.
Well, I said something that could have been taken derogatory, and I don't mean it in that way. So what I actually said, I'm so sorry. Everybody, I'm so sorry. So I actually said, paranormal poofs. And then I thought, that sounds so wrong. Jane, you can still hear
And then she realised that it has a different.
Yes,
Yeah, so then I just thought,
I get it now, yeah.
they all right my way, I tell you, honest to God. See, this is why I shouldn't work late and then come straight into an interview because I don't have time to compose.
Here comes all that hate mail.
all time to make your bed.
Alberta, I hope you're feeling better soon, lovey.
What's up with Alberta?
She's got
Sorry, guys, I have
a
to go
pain
to
in her
the-
back.
Oh, no.
Take care, Alberta.
I think
Alberta
two of
was,
us then.
had a new grandchild this week.
Yes,
Congratulations,
Alberta.
Alberta.
God bless you, Alberta.
I want pictures.
She's put some hearts
Look,
in.
Angela's said in Walmart, walking in the aisles.
So that's like our Asda, right?
Yes.
She does it all the time when she's on video
Angela,
chat to me.
which aisle was you in? You know, do we want to be buying any fresh products?
Well, I do it, Gemma. I do it, and then quickly skirt around the corner, and then walk back and go, "Oh, Jane, what did you do that for?"
It's true. Or sometimes she doesn't come back and there's somebody else next to me in the supermarket and they look at me thinking I've dropped it. And I'm like, oh my God. And this is the worst thing. We've been married so long, I recognise that smell. Oh my God. He's left that with
Jane,
me. And this
Jane
poor
stood in the aisle and she's like, Chris,
Yes.
get back here.
There's been many an embarrassing moment, not just on that subject in the supermarket. I put some grapes that were in a plastic bag that had this little handle. I put them over my wrist. I was just carrying stuff. And then he said to the woman at the till,
No.
He tried to make out I was gonna nick her.
I'll tell it, right? You know, like you're going round, it was like a basket or something, didn't you? You had a basket. It wasn't a full shop. It was just a basket.
Yeah.
And she picked some grapes up, put it through the plastic like that. She's going through, and she forgot that was on the
I
wrist.
didn't forget. I
Right.
didn't get a chance to put them in the basket.
And she went back to start doing the bag. I went, "Excuse me, love, she's trying to nick them grapes." and she went, no, I forgot about them. I forgot about them.
There's been 100 things.
Chris, honest to God.
There's a million things.
So guys, what is going to be coming up for you guys in the future? I know obviously you've got a really busy time at the moment. You're trying to get your move completed. So obviously Ghost Hunt Down has been.
You don't have to forget.
You don't have to put your hand up, Chris, honestly. I'm not that bad.
You put your hand up.
To get a word in edgeways.
Yeah. You were saying, love?
What's coming up? Not some dodgy dancing, I hope.
I tell you what, we're going to go to pub with Gemma.
Oh, what, when you're down there doing a TV?
Small box, little box.
When you're Spider-Manning in a lounge. Look,
Yeah. So what?
we are hoping to do some loads of new locations, aren't we?
So, this is an amazing story for you.
Keep it short.
I will try and keep it short. The end. Oh, that's a bit too short.
Come on.
So,
in the
We've
middle.
got homes to go to.
so as you know, or everybody probably knows, we're moving to Wales.
Oh,
What
yeah.
a beautiful country it is.
Dave didn't know. He didn't pay attention to our previous shows.
No,
I keep missing it because I'm editing.
wait a minute. This is a long story.
No, it's not.
Best get a drink for that then.
Right. Now, we all use sat-nav, don't we, in this day and age? No. I didn't realise this because Jane normally inputs the address to where we're going like that. But she left it on the shortest the shortest possible, quickest route
Yeah, don't delete
to the place.
Yeah, absolutely. That's my priority.
Took us through the mountains
Oh,
with snow,
beautiful.
single track roads.
Yes.
I've
Yeah.
seen it.
It's been stunning.
It was lovely.
Yeah.
It was very scary because it was a teardrop.
But when it's a single track road and you look over and you think, oh my God, it's like 100 foot down there. And
What's this got to do with what's coming up?
And there's sheep hanging on like that. Help me! You know, it's like, it's a bit scary. Well, it was very scary, wasn't it?
Yes. What's coming up in our investigation when we moved house?
So my point is, going through the mountains, I did not realise, one, how beautiful it was, and two, how many abandoned places are sitting there. And I truly believe this is not trespassing because they're just left there. And these are not like, I'm not talking about broken windows or glass on the floor or anything like that. I'm talking about, they must be like 50, 60, 70 years old. I'm just guessing, that these are old mining buildings that are made out of, you know, because they used to do a lot of slate mining there in the mountains, in the hills and that. And that these are half buildings that are run down. And I said to you while I was driving with you, I was like, look at that. Look at that. Oh my God, look at that.
The amount of dilapidated buildings.
Dilapidated? How much you'd had to drink?
Have you seen these bags that are going on in my eye, under my eyes? I did not sleep a wink last night, and I've been at work all day. So many but yeah, the buildings that are just left to rot, and I'm just like, why?
Exactly. And I believe that nobody claims, well, we sort of looked up a law, didn't we, in Wales, that all these buildings, if there's no relatives or anything like that, they're just left there. Nobody claims it, and they're just left there. And it's not about, because I swear to God, hand on earth, and this is a massive, massive thing for us, isn't it?
Yeah.
That we would never, ever trespass. We'd never break the law. We'd never go anywhere where we haven't got permission. But I do believe these places where they're left in the mountains, I would not think it would be a problem for us.
Fair game, surely. If they're just left.
They're just left there.
We're not climbing over fences or over no trespassing things, etc. But so that's some of what we've got coming out, and we've got some other locations in Wales.
There's castles. There's like turrets, literally turrets with plaques on the. You know, we're not talking fencing off or anything. It's just there.
Yeah.
On the seafront. Yeah. Imagine doing all these like locations on the seafront with the sea, the castle. Oh, we are so excited. The history in Wales, you know, with the boats and oh my God, we're so excited. We're going to collect everything, aren't we? In the old antique shops, and we're so
are
excited.
Officially old buzzards.
We are. We're going
to. Whereabouts in Wales are you going?
It's sort of mid.
We don't say, but Midwest Wales.
Northeast.
Midwest.
Northeast.
You don't say
no, not north.
We're not going to the northeast.
Mid-east.
Midwest.
Yeah, Midwest.
Well, I'm going to the Midwest.
Basically,
Chris is going somewhere else. Bless him.
Yeah.
Actually, oh, there he is.
He's going up north.
It's brought me to
not far from the west.
It takes about 20 minutes in the car to get to the coast.
Oh, beautiful!
How amazing is that?
I can't wait. I can't wait till you actually show us.
We're going to get live on the coast.
I can't wait for that. But
where's Jane?
Gemma wants to go. We're way over time.
Gemma can come and visit.
My serious question for you guys is, when is Ghost Hunt Down coming back? I miss it.
Oh, our show?
Yeah.
Well, when we're settled, we might do one show in the week, which is just like how we did in the lockdown.
You mean our show?
Yeah.
Our show.
Our at-home show.
Our show.
And then one
the
where it's more on the investigation side of things, and whether it's a live investigation or showing evidence or talking about one. So we're hoping to do.
We will be
at least
definitely
once a
doing it,
week.
but
we want to get back on the investigations. That was more just because of lockdown. We did that just to.
it's so stressful.
We'd like to pretend it was to entertain the viewers, but it was just to entertain ourselves rather than talk to each other.
It entertained me.
Well, we'll be back.
Thank
Gemma,
you.
I don't think you should give that up, guys. I think you,
Honestly.
the way everything's laid out, I think you are onto a winner with that, without a doubt.
Oh, that's kind. Thank you.
Absolutely. I mean, Dave, what you like it as well, don't you, Dave? Like,
Yeah.
it's amazing.
I love it.
Don't
When I
give
get
it up,
time
please.
to watch it, I love it. Yeah.
Please don't give that up. Please just carry on, even if it's just for little old me.
oh,
We'll bear that in
that
mind.
would be £10, Gemma.
God,
You see the thing.
send you the money through bank transfer.
You see the thing you're missing out on now on your show is me and Gemma.
See, I was just going to say that.
They actually
Yeah, I
want
was just going to say that.
Yes. Well, I have wanted to have guests on the show, but Chris is like too lazy to set it up.
What? Have Gemma and Dave on the show?
Not necessarily Gemma and Dave, I'm just saying in general, you've been a bit lazy
Oh,
with
put
the
them down,
format.
why don't you?
No, I'm not putting you down.
Not just Gemma and
Why don't you
Dave.
do that?
Well, actually, Brent and Emma are starting a petition to bring Ghost Hunt Down show back. I've already signed it. Forged some signatures, so we're already up to the 10,000 mark. So you have to take it seriously.
Oh, thank you, Brent and Emma. I think it's probably more Emma.
Can't you just have Ghost Chris
Well,
Hunt?
no, Emma usually signs off with her name, so I'm guessing that could be Brent. You know,
Maybe. Yeah. They've been very, very supportive.
Seriously? I don't need a double act.
No. You wouldn't last 5 minutes. You'd be banned.
I can just have Ghost Chris Hunt.
People used to say, where do you think you'd be without Jane? And I'd confirm.
I've always said it's not Anthony Deck.
No. But if it was Anton Deck, I'd definitely be Deck. Not just
I
because
tell
I'm
you what.
short, but I am considerably the funnier one.
I was
Just thinking,
gonna say,
Miss.
is that the height thing by any chance?
Well, it is, yeah.
Being the funnier one, Gemma.
Well,
Come on.
Have you seen the
Other way around.
Crankies?
Me and Dave, it's the other way around.
Cranky you in a minute.
Have you seen the Crankies?
I don't think I have.
Oh, my God.
Janet Cranky.
Jeanette.
Jeanette Cranky.
See, I'm not supposed to know if you can
And
get the
Happy
name wrong.
Dozy.
She doesn't know them. She
No.
doesn't- No.
Are you all right there, Chris?
And Happy Dozy.
That was it.
Luckily, most people don't know who you're talking
Gemma's
about.
going to Google the Crankies now.
I do.
Yeah, Dave does.
I'm old enough.
Not impressed, are you, Dave?
Yeah.
I am definitely going to be Googling.
Sadly, you probably like him, Gemma.
It's not,
They were
it's not only
horrendous.
that, it's not only that, it's, I can jump off a doll's house or could jump off doll's house.
Yes.
Oh, yes, like a rip a tissue.
Could
Push
you
it,
do that bar?
Oh, God, Brent never remember the cranky.
I don't know why I've never
Excited.
heard of it.
Oh,
It's horrendous,
great.
Gemma.
Is this going to be something that when I see it, I'm like, oh my God?
Yes, you will be. Yes.
For many reasons.
Yes. She's about 3 foot.
And on that note, guys, I really do think it is time to call it,
It is.
a night. So,
Thank
guys,
you
honestly,
so much.
Chris,
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I've... I'm sorry if I've...
Sorry if you've gone over nearly an hour.
No, I'm sorry if I've messed about too much.
that's what we're here for, is it not? We're here to discuss and have a laugh and bond.
Yeah. She'll never
James
do
Bond.
this again.
I love Gemma. Honestly, I love Gemma so much. Dave's all right.
Aw. Thank you so much, both of you.
Dave, I love you. I can't wait to meet you, Dave. We've got to do the tunnels. That'll be
Yeah, certainly have.
2021. That'll be amazing. Let us know the cost. Let us know the date.
We'll bring you an Easter egg, Dave.
I'll bring some sandwiches. It'll be amazing.
Get wrapped up 'cause it's cold in there.
It's freezing.
Okay.
Yes, you don't want you showing.
Behave, they'll get thrown off.
Don't hooks anyone.
Thank you so much for asking it. It's been really good fun.
Oh, do you know, it's been an absolute honour. I love chatting to you guys. So thank you so much.
Thank you for having you. Amazing, honestly. Isn't it?
Yeah.
Cheers, guys.
And for everybody watching at home tonight, thank you so much for joining us. As always, it has been an absolute pleasure to have you all join us. So we will see you all again next week. Good night, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Thank you, Gemma. Thank you, Dave. Love
Take
you.
care, everybody.